yourself for the most intensely shocking motion picture of our time. Nightmare, the motion picture everyone is talking about.
Hello, Steve?
Who terrified you in Dawn of the Dead and Friday the 13th, special effects director Tom Savini. Now comes Nightmare.
Kathy? Kathy?
Terror will surround you. Survive the night. Nightmare. Scream, but no one can help you.
Listen to me, George. It's only a dream, and dreams can't hurt you. Are you there, George?
Daddy! Dad!
George, don't hang up!
Where do you go? When there's no place to hide. Escape. Alive. No one under 17 will be admitted. From 21st Century Distribution, coming soon.
This is the symbol of the sect of Keto.
You were right. It's the same.
Peter?
Did they ever make blood sacrifices to this god?
Oh, yes, they did, and with human victims.
Susan!
Tomorrow morning, I will transplant your brain into one of the cadavers you saw in the other room. You will die, only to live again in a younger body. Then you can tell me if the operation was a success, what it's like to pass from life to death, and death to life.
Peter, be careful!
The patient screamed, disturbing me, performed removal of vocal cords.
Roses are red, violets are blue, but the iris is the flower that will mean the end of
You can run from Suspiria. You can hide from Suspiria. Suspiria. But you cannot escape. Suspiria. The only thing more terrifying than the last 12 minutes of Suspiria are the first 92. A small American town, 15 years ago.
Michael?
Halloween.
I spent 8 years trying to reach him, and then another 7 trying to keep him locked up because I realized that what was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil. I think he'll come back.
Exploring uncharted territory.
Totally charted.
Just talk.
Sure. The only reason she babysits is to have
Halloween.
Okay.
Come on out.
Halloween. The night
he came home.
Where demonic possession lives and evil penetrates the soul. Step inside, if you dare.
Who are you?
Jessica has gone beyond the door. At first, she didn't believe, but she does now.
George, you can help me, George. Take me away from here.
Remember Jessica, how beautiful
She was sensitive, like a child.
This is my child, mine, do you hear? I'll never let you kill it. It will be born. I'll kill anyone who tries to take him from me. I'll kill you! I'll kill you!
Mommy! Mommy!
Inside her, a new life is struggling desperately to compel itself into existence.
Just as I thought. I knew it.
Is that all you're going to do to help me?
Biological absurdity.
That the development of the fetus is proceeding with absolutely incredible speed.
Papa, don't leave Ken and me alone again with Mommy.
You can't stand the thought of there existing beings so powerful and strong as to break through.
No one must attempt to interfere with her pregnancy, you understand? The child must be born.
Beyond the door, where demonic possession lives and grows and grows and... Beyond the door, we dare you not to believe.
This is where the worst begins. This is where we must stop. For beyond is the work of madness.
Death!
The nightmare of insane murder and lingering death. Deranged. For Mary, it was only the beginning. For Christine, it was already too late. For Dolly, the worst was yet to come. And only Mrs. Cobb knew what he would do next.
I really love you, Mary.
Sometimes you don't want to believe what you see, but sometimes it's true. The story of a trail of butchery so brutal that newspapers refuse to print its horrifying details. When the horror becomes unbearable, it is too late to scream.
That's lovely.
You can lock your doors, but you can't lock the madman out of your mind. maniac. It will tear the life out of you.
This is the last injection of levothyroxine I'm administering to the subject in my experiment. The effects of which should confirm precisely with the studies we've conducted up to this point. Don't you agree, Doctor? You seem to be perplexed.
That is quite true. Because I think what we're doing isn't quite correct. No one can play God cynically trying to change the nature of a human being like we're doing here.
You surprise me. You're actually preaching to me. I'd never have known that, despite your scientific mind, you have a priest's heart.
No, Dr. Crush. I am a human being and can only deplore what you're doing here to these poor creatures.
If that's how you feel, I feel sorry for you. If your conscience is worrying you so much for helping me in these experiments, I'll erase your name and take all the credit for this tremendous discovery. And as far as your God is concerned, well, you should know that we Germans have always had him behind us. An exclusive privilege of our race. There we are. Now he's ready to give us a demonstration that would make the god Eros go green with envy.
Dr. Crash, I beg you, listen to reason. Don't go too far. Can't you be satisfied with the results so far? The price that the human race would have to pay could be too high. Your studies could create a biological catastrophe.
Are you so worried? On my behalf or on yours? Nothing to say? Let's proceed. I'm certain that my creature will give you a demonstration of its virility that no human being could be capable of imagining. You will see, dear doctor, and appreciate the immolation of the chosen virgin who, without realizing it, will be sacrificing herself to science. Very well. Open that door. Tell me, do you find the spectacle exciting, Private Schultz?
Yes, of course. Who wouldn't be excited?
Spineless fool! A soldier of the Third Reich isn't supposed to get excited at any spectacle! How do you find the experiment?
Excellent. I think you're a genius. You're wonderful, Dr. Crash.
And I suppose they'll decorate you, too.
the train will be through any minute. So what's that? Come on, man, hurry up. Come on, it's already connected. What the hell are you waiting for? Why don't you shut up? You just can't hurry these things, you know. That's it. But you blew the bridge after the train had passed. Naturally. That train's full of soldiers. Too many people are dying uselessly. Are you crazy or something? Will you tell me whose side are you on? That's a stupid question, and you know it. I'm going down to the village. Tell Moreno that the other bridges have been primed with explosives. So I need 3 hours' notice before blowing them.
The creation of an artificial master race. Allow me to toast your genius, Dr. Crash. Your studies, of course, are going to revolutionize the accepted concept of humanity. I shall be more than happy to speak of this to the Fuhrer personally when I get back to Berlin.
Thank you, General von Kreuzen. We still haven't been able to totally master a human being's mind, but we are capable of taking all willpower from conquered enemies, and so turn them into willing slaves to work as beasts of burden for the glory of the great Third Reich.
It's really quite incredible. Have you ever thought of trying out your experiment on still friendly nations? All it would need. Yes? What is it?
I'm sorry, General von Kreuzen, but it's urgent.
I expressly gave orders not to be disturbed. What has happened? What is so urgent?
I'm sorry to say the partisans have committed another act of sabotage.
And you come here and disturb me just for that?
They blew up the Lombardoni Bridge.
What? But that bridge is essential to us.
Yes, I realize it's important to our eventual retreat.
What the devil are you talking about? I personally gave command of that zone to Captain Harlinghauser, so will you kindly get him on the phone? I wish to find out what the hell he's doing about it. Listen, Captain, I wanted to inform you the partisans in your area have committed another act of sabotage. As a soldier, you are useless. Now listen to me, Harlinghauser. Over a period of 5 months, you seem to have been incapable of bringing to heel a few moth-eaten country clods. It seems to me you seem to be unaware of the enormous gravity of this last attack. The Lombardoni Bridge was of vital strategic importance to us, if you didn't realize it, playing as it did an important supply line both for victualling and for munitions. And how am I going to explain to the Fuhrer that a bridge personally entrusted to you by me no longer exists?
Bridge? But, General von Kreuzen, that bridge is guarded day and night by my men.
And your men went with the bridge?
This is the first I've heard.
How dare you dispute my orders, Harlinghauser? You'll answer for this insubordination as well. Meanwhile, try and act like a soldier. You've received your orders, so go and search for and round up all the partisans you can find on both sides of the river and make them talk. Or do I have to instruct you on how to do that too?
Of course. Yeah. Jawohl, General.
Yeah, jawohl, General. Is that all you can say to me is yeah? You are completely useless.
Yeah.
As you can see, my dear, it's not easy dealing with half-wits.
Yes, but they have their uses, too.
Lieutenant Muller! Muller!
Yes, Captain.
Don't just stand there like a dummy.
Of course not, sir.
I've just had a call from General Crossan, who very kindly informed me that the partisans have blown up the Lombardone Bridge. You knew the strategic importance of that bridge. Explain yourself. I don't know what informed me earlier. You'll be court-martialed for dereliction of duty.
You gave me express orders that you weren't to be disturbed for any reason at all.
Are you trying to justify your mistakes? Had the whole area closely searched. We must flush out these partisans once and for all. Meanwhile, arrest 10 or so men taken at random from the families in the village.
But there are only women, old men, and children left.
Right. The fathers, wives, and children of those bandits. We will search all the young women that fall into our hands.
Schnell weiter, geh mal weiter, Pistol. Nur die Fräulein, nur die Fräulein. Was machst du denn? Was machst du denn? Nur die Fräulein wird drauf, gell? Ja, weiter, weiter, weiter. Weiter, geh mal weiter. Geh mal weiter, nur die Fräulein wird drauf, gell? Weiter. Weiter, geh mal weiter. Was machst du denn? Ja. Haben wir noch 5 Minuten? Geh mal weiter, bitte. Bestia! Scheiße! Alle!
They won't talk. They're old, men and women and children, but there are people, and they all think like we do. What is worrying me is that they might catch Stefano. He's far too precious to our cause. There's not one of us who can avoid ambushes like he can.
We haven't much time if you're going to save at least some of the prisoners. I'm afraid that this time we won't be able to rely on Captain Hardinghauser's stupidity. He's like a mad, ferocious beast if his dignity as a soldier is ever questioned. And the general gave him such a blast down the phone that he jumped out of his skin.
You're a clever girl, Doretta. You and your sister Irene are loyal patriots. Now you must go down to the village by yourself and try and trace Stefano and find out what the Germans are up to.
That shouldn't be too difficult.
They know me. They also know I'm Harling House's mistress. I'll be back as soon as I can. Take care of yourselves.
The trouble is that the villagers know about it, too. That can't make the girl's life any easier. Poor Doretta.
We can't allow for sentiment nor struggle against the Germans. Aldo, call up Moreno. Tell him to keep himself ready, but not to move, till I say so.
Hello.
As soon as the Germans decide to retreat, we'll put a combined operation into action.
Hello.
A lesson that they'll never forget. We must have faith.
They don't answer. Lupo calling Moreno. Come in.
You did a good job on that bridge,
Come in.
but we're going to make them
Moreno.
sweat blood.
I was thinking of those Lupo calling Moreno. Come in. They had nothing to do with it. Lupo calling Moreno.
Oh, for God's sakes, it's blown another valve. I can't get Lupo. The damn radio's gone off again.
That's indeed serious. We haven't got a lot of time, damn it.
As far as I'm concerned, looks dangerous. Why don't we move on?
Move on where? Have you all gone mad or something? We must wait for Drago and Rizzieri. We have no other choice. Our operation must be very well coordinated.
What coordination if our radio's out of service? If you think that Drago will make it here in time, you must be an optimist.
Don't make me laugh. His job is to blow up bridges, but also to make sure there aren't any victims.
And not only that, but to run after Father Lorenzo to examine his soul. He's a card, that priest. You know, I've never trusted fellows of the cloth, just never did. And I don't suppose old Redbeard's any different.
Well, up till now, he's provided us with food, hasn't he?
That's true. But he could be playing a double game like that whore in Lara. I suppose you remember who I'm talking about.
That's what gets up my nose. We seem to be at the mercy of priests and prostitutes.
You all know quite well how Elijah has been useful to us. Now, just because we had no news of her since yesterday, you consider her an enemy. You're just a bunch of hysterical old women. You, go back to your observation post and stop talking nonsense. And see if Caronte is coming.
Okay.
Well. Bring me that old man. And go and get the child.
Follow me.
Up until now, you've been fortunate. There's been one bullet in the chamber. But this time, you may not be so lucky. So why don't you talk? But I don't know anything. You had a gun in your pockets full of cartridges. You'd like to convince me you're just a simple old man. But I'll make you talk. Come here, you little brat. You know where the partisans are, don't you? Your father's with them, too. Come on. Where's your father? Do you want me to force it out of you? Think of grandmother. That'll help you resist, my child. Don't listen to him. I swear, if you don't tell me all you know, I'll roast you alive. Well? You must be desperate if your fear of us is so great that you can stoop to menacing children. Shoot him! Shoot him, I said!
Heil Hitler, Lieutenant Helen Crash of General Command.
Heil Hitler. I'm sorry I kept you waiting.
That's all right.
You're very kind. Unfortunately, serious problems came up. Had to be dealt with. Won't you sit down?
Thank you, Captain.
Would you care for a drink?
Have you any brandy?
Yes, luckily I have.
As you probably already know, I've been seconded to you to give you a hand. Certainly not to replace you. Everyone is aware of your extreme devotion to the Third Reich and to the just cause for which we are all fighting this war.
Thank you, Lieutenant. That's very civil of you. Perhaps you know that partisans aren't soldiers, but bandits. And in order to root them out, we need special combat forces.
You want special combat troops? Come, Captain. It ought to be enough to make the others talk, don't you think?
They're quite fanatical. They'd rather die than squeal.
I don't want to talk out of turn, Captain, but could it be that your method is wrong?
Well, if you can point one out that is better, I'll be more than happy to implement it.
I can suggest one that is infallible.
What's that, then?
It's a system with feminine characteristics.
Oh, yes?
Sweetness with a dash of sexual stimulus.
Sweetness. But that's a prerogative of the angels. But you, from what I've heard, enjoy a reputation of being rather a devil, Lieutenant.
Oh, really? And what do you prefer? An asexual angel or an exciting devil?
Well, let's say an angelic devil.
Wonderful. If that's how you feel, perhaps you won't mind if we deal with the problem in my way. And I assure you that very soon you will have these swine under lock and key. You'll see. With a minimum of energy, and not counting the fact we'd be combining business with rare pleasure.
You paint an attractive picture.
Hey, got a match? Here, give us a drag of that bag.
Where have you been, you slut?
Look us there. Hey, Irene, if we all come, what's the discount?
The same discount your sister gives, eh? Yeah, so when do you get off getting on people's nerves, huh?
Oh, hoity-toity, who does she think she is?
That's right. Why don't you tell us where you're going and what you're doing day and night?
I do what I like, and with whom I want to, bumpkin.
Oh, so you don't like pumpkins.
No, I don't. Why don't you go and do some work you lay about, or go and fight?
Us two Germans like you. Hang on, we'll have some fun with her.
I'm warning you. Don't any of you dare to near me. If you do, I'll let you have it. I will. I'm taking you to
I know. Sure, I know. It's too bad it's also your fault. Let them retreat. After all, the Americans...
No, no quarter. In a farmhouse nearby, they tortured 2 women to death because they wouldn't reveal their husband's whereabouts. They've set fire to houses, murdered young children, and you just stand there and say...
I know. But your hands aren't too clean. Killing. Endless killing. Everyone's doing it these days.
Not everybody. Unfortunately, I'm incapable of killing. It's something inside me, but if they want to cross bridges, they're gonna have to swim. And while they're swimming the other day, Gufo picked off 7 of them all by himself.
7 men. Oh, dear God. Oh, dear God, forgive us. 7 men murdered by one alone. Drago, do you realize Jesus taught us we must always...
Don Lorenzo, we realize that if we don't strike first, it'll be the Germans killing us. And as far as what Jesus taught, well, I'm not too bright. But I remember when we were in the trenches, the chaplain used to preach that killing one's enemies was truly one of God's divine commandments. I'm sorry, Don Lorenzo. Whoever understands you priests must be very clever. Even Mussolini was considered by the church to be a man sent by Providence. Do you remember?
But what has the church to do with God? Drago. What are you making me say? Oh, Jesus, forgive us. Whatever race we may belong to. To forgive others. That is what we must learn to do.
That is something the Germans must also learn to do. Against us.
Enough. Now you must go. When Christina comes, I'll send along the provisions I've got.
Thank you, Don Lorenzo. I know how difficult it is for you to help us. But the Germans have plundered every single thing within a range of 50 kilometers. And we must maintain our position at any cost. We're awaiting orders.
Yes, I see. If anything interesting comes up, I'll let you know through usual channels.
Irene! What are you doing here? What's happened?
Come, my child. Sit down.
Oh, Don Lorenzo. Those wicked voices saying I'm a German spy. And Dorota, too.
But what do you care what people say? We know quite well what you're doing for us, okay?
Don't worry, my child. You're now in God's house. And nothing will happen to you here. You're quite safe.
No one is safe, I tell you, Padre. And the awful thing is that... one of us has betrayed the partisans, and the Germans are on their way over here. They know all about the partisans, and they don't trust me anymore. I tried to come as quickly as I could, Father, but those layabouts held me up and they wouldn't let me pass. That's why I was so late. Drago, hurry. Go and warn our companions. They're in grave danger. Go now.
Go. Don't worry, Drago. We'll come through this somehow.
Yes, please go.
Yes, but... Irene, my wife is an ill woman. My boy is almost alone at home.
Don't worry. I'll look after your boy for you, Drago. And I'll help your wife to get better.
Thank you, Irene. I knew I could rely on you to look after them. I knew you wouldn't let me down, Irene.
Just a minute, Drago. Here, take this rosary. It's mine. The Lord won't betray you. He's the best. And if you have a moment, pray for me too sometimes. It'll all be all right.
The position couldn't be worse. Damn it. For God's sake, try that radio again.
It's been all day I've been fiddling with this box of tricks. Moreno's radio must be out of commission. Corvo receives me. He's ready, awaiting your orders.
Why hasn't Doretta come back? And Drago, Stefano? I'm sorry to have to say it, boys, but I think we've been screwed.
Thank God you're here, Lupo. We've been caught napping. The hills are crawling with Germans, and the lower road is teeming with armored cars and tanks.
What are you talking about? Doretta was certain that...
But I've just talked to Irene. Someone's betrayed us. Possibly one of Morena's boys, we don't know. Or a woman. Anyway, someone who knows all of us.
Fucking bitch, fucking traitor. And Stefano?
I don't know. It seems he got away. But if he did, it was sheer luck.
Let's hope he did. We must warn Moreno's lot. There's no time to lose. Otherwise, they'll fall into a trap. They're in a dangerous position.
If you want me to, I'll go, Lupo.
No. There are too few of us left. And anyway, you'd waste too much time. You don't know this area too well.
So why don't we send Christina, the girl who brings the provisions? It'd be easy for her.
Halt! Sei mit die Hund! Hier! Weiter, komm mal weiter!
Quick! The Germans are coming! Quick, run! The Germans are coming! Quick!
Rieger, her! Her, schnell, schnell!
The Germans! The Germans!
Ein! Hier geht's eine! In die Straße rein! Ja, gut! Vollgas!
But, my boy, you couldn't have chosen a worse time to come home. The Germans are arresting people daily. We had no peace. We had no peace since they came here. They're like mad bulls. They stop at no atrocity. They're even shooting children. They don't care what they do. Day and night, you can't go out.
Never! Try and calm down. I've come to get these provisions. Don Lorenz is expecting me. Someone had to do it. Look, I know how to evade those murderers. They won't catch me, you'll see. I'm much smarter than they are.
But don't you see, people are getting tired, and someone will start talking. They're even now starting to arrest the women, you understand?
The women?
Yes, the women. They're choosing the youngest. And I've heard that a woman doctor's coming from the German headquarters. And the things...
What sort of things?
Terrible things. They rape the girls, and if they still don't talk, they burn them alive.
They're here! They're here! They're everywhere! They're taking another lot of girls! They're talking of murdering everyone if we don't reveal the partisans' hiding place.
Oh, run away, my boy. Those pigs, they'll kill you if they catch you.
Okay, that's right. Very good. Let him escape. We can pay for them later. There you are, all safe, armed to the teeth, ready to shoot any German who comes into view. But how much does every dead enemy cost? Can you tell me that, Stefano? Can you tell me that? Have you thought what it costs us? You playing at heroes?
Perhaps you're right, Susanna. I'll wait for them and give myself up. It's not fair that you should die for an ideal that you don't believe in. Possibly because nobody's taken the time out to explain it to you.
Up and up the straight! Up and left!
No, Stefano. No!
Leave me be. I'm made up my mind.
Oh, we back me down! Stand! Up and...
Help me take him into the cupboard.
Stand!
Well. Ladies, I'd like to know where your son Stefano is. Come on, speak, damn it!
Since he joined the Socialist Republic, I haven't had a word from him of any kind.
Socialist Republic. Well, perhaps you can help us, Lipson.
Wait. I don't see why we gotta hang around here all the time just because the radio's broke. You ask me, I think we ought to attack.
We've got precise orders to wait until the German columns will be on retreat. That's the only way we can have any effect on the Germans, concentrated as they would be on the roads.
But that's crazy. We ought to be knocking out the German general headquarters. That way we're hemmed by the short and curly.
Certainly. The Germans might even anticipate their departure.
Why don't we find out what the boys at the lower base know? Surely their radio can't be out of action, too.
And what if they're expecting news from us? Rizzieri, you know this country around here like the palm of your hand.
No, it'll take me 3 hours to get there and
I'll
back.
come with you.
No, it's better I go alone.
I think Mara's right. You'll go together. A man and a woman will arouse much less suspicion. You send her ahead, and then you follow carefully. If you're not back by nightfall, well, we'll start the attack then. Now you better be going. And be very careful, because you're very useful to us.
I don't want to be a wet blanket, but I have a nasty presentiment something isn't right.
Yes, teacher's right. There's something wrong somewhere. I can feel it in my bones.
Don't talk such superstitious nonsense. You better get back to that radio and try to repair it. Did you all get neurotic or something? We better wait for Drago. I hope he can bring some good news.
Drago. He'll almost certainly be having a talk with his priest.
As I said before, I'm sick to death of Moreno playing at being chief. What I don't understand is how someone like you takes his orders, when it's you who ought to be chief.
Oh, shut up, for God's sake, and let's try and avoid the Germans. Now that I think about it, the idea of going to the other group was yours.
Certainly, and I've got my own good reasons. I'm bored with this war, risking our necks for the politicians, and then getting a kick up the backside for our pains. That is, if we're still alive.
What did you expect? Honors and medals?
They're coming our way.
I'm glad you arrived punctually, Maha.
You brought the money with you, I hope.
There it is.
The agreed amount?
But of course.
What about the safe conduct?
There is no safe conduct.
What? But you promised me. How will I cross the lines?
You filthy traitress!
I'm sorry, Waziri, but I can see I did the right thing in taking the cartridges out. Ha! Listen to reason. Come away with me. Stop playing at being a hero. The medals you get won't buy you anything. I'm quite willing to share this money with you if you decide to come away with me. Come on.
You foul bitch!
Stupid fool. Goodbye, Franz.
Goodbye, Nara.
Lousy bitch! So you took a bed to the butcher,
The Germans are here! We're surrounded!
Come on, quickly, boys. You two, behind the wall there. The others, behind the ruins.
Jetzt geht's auf, was Look out! There's a hand grenade! Get out fast!
There must be hundreds. There must be a whole battalion. They're on the other side of the hill.
Yeah, I know. I saw them too. I'm on my way to warn the others. I hope to God they've got their wits about them. Listen, get out of the church and tell on the right so we'll take over the provisioning, right?
No, stop, Drago. Don't go. It's useless to go. You won't find anyone there. They've all either run away or they're dead by now. We'll join back up when things are calm. Hide yourself, Drago.
That way. Follow me.
There are Germans over there. Quickly, Don Lorenzo. You must try and hide yourself somewhere. Anywhere. I know how to hold them off.
At last, darling Adolf. I'm about ready for some fun. It's so boring up here. You know, to find a handsome man nowadays is pretty tough.
A beautiful woman coming out of a parish house. Have you been converted, my dear? Don't tell me you've come to confess your little sins.
Don Lorenzo is very kind. He always absolves me, even without confession.
Does he really? I'm intrigued to see whether he'll absolve me. It so happens that I want to talk to him.
But he's not in now. I rang his bell, but no one answers. Strange, well. I think Maybe he's with one of his flock. Someone who's dying.
At this time of day?
He hasn't a 9-to-5 job.
Come along, Irene. Let's look for him together. If he's not at home, perhaps we'll find him in the church.
Hogan!
You're a stupid little bitch. We knew all along that you and your sister were playing a double game, but we used you. You're a lot less clever than you really think. You're the parish priest for this area, aren't you?
I'd say you're very well informed. And very courteous. You had me worried there.
We are quite capable of being courteous with those who are friendly. And that is why I'm asking you courteously to collaborate with us. We have been told that you know all the partisans in this area. Therefore, if you help us, I promise, you'll come to no harm. And you'll be able to march with us to the final victory. But first, you must give us the names of these bumpkins.
These bumpkins, as you put it, are also children of God. And I can see no earthly reason why I should betray them to you. Why should I? Would it bring back to life those that you've killed? The children that you've slaughtered? The women you've raped? The countryside you've razed to the ground? And please, don't tell me it's part of a soldier's duty. It's a pity. You had a great civilization. Now, you've become barbarians.
That is for having insulted an officer of the Third Reich. Much less. At another time, I would have killed you.
Too many people have been killed for lesser reasons. Life of a priest isn't worth much. That I'd agree. But I'm willing to sacrifice my life to save others.
Schnell, wird mit ihm los. I don't know how to make you talk. And you too will talk, you whore.
Lord God, forgive me!
Sie schießen den Wolle ihr Leben. Verdammt, Idioten! Hang on, Don Lorenzo. Come on, let's go. After all, that wasn't difficult. He's only a priest. Schmidt, see that bandit? Finish him off. Orders. Verdammtes Flugzeug, schnell!
Irene! Irene! My poor child.
Kameraden! Die Partisanen haben eine LKW in die Luft gesprengt. Komm mit, wir fahren da.
Ja, auf, Kamerad, komm. Weiter. Wir fahren nach Salvatore. Oh, Schweine ab, ja, das war schön so. Runter.
Lassen Sie mal einen Jungen da. Ja.
Boy, you tell me. Are there any partisans in the hill? Any bandits? Come on, talk. Oh, you first look. Come on, talk to me. Tell me. Any bandits? That's look Italian. Doch noch mal. Hear nothing.
For God's sakes, what is that crazy fool up to now? He should have been here more than an hour ago.
Perhaps he was surprised by the bombardment.
Oh, perhaps he's chewing the cud with Don Lorenzo. You know how he is, huh?
Always got a little joke, haven't you?
Who's joking?
We'll wait another 5 minutes, then we'll move on.
I'm very curious to make the acquaintance of this female doctor.
He's on his way here. Here he comes.
Where have you been?
What the hell happened? Why are you so late?
They've murdered Irene and arrested Christina and Don Lorenzo. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's get on with freeing them. Lupo gives the orders here.
Come on, let's move off, boys. Those Krauts are already in retreat. We must get there to the command post before they kill everyone.
I only hope we get there in time to save some of those poor people.
Take this, then, and start using it. It's no crime to murder those beasts. This way.
Follow me. Louisa! Angela! Angela! Louisa! Angela! 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 Boy. Come! Come!
I'll take you to a safer place.
What are we going to do? Quickly! This way. Come on, Christina.
It's really not such a bad thing to leave this crazy world, so full of evil and malice. You'll see. We're going to a wonderful new world. Everything will be peaceful. And no child will ever need to cry.
Torgo, where are you going?
For the light of goodness never fails to shine, shining as it does with so much charity on men of goodwill.
Torgo, stop! I beg of you.
You, my darling child, will fly high in the skies on a winged horse. Yes, that's right. Oh, my
Torgo,
God.
listen to me.
You will be
Torgo, you must listen.
an angel.
Where are you going? I beg
among
of you,
angels.
please. Torgo, look
Pray.
at this.
Pray for
You'll be
us.
shot.
We're
Torgo.
forced to go on struggling,
Torgo.
struggling here.
Torgo, come back here.
Oh, my God. You didn't accept my prayers. Please accept his. And so it shall come to pass that each man will embrace his neighbor and call him brother. And then peace will finally reign on earth.